Hello, trading is closed on December 19th, 2018. Let's go over our calls. We said that yesterday's pattern was negative and that lower prices should print. The one thing that would kill it would be if we gapped and promptly took out these highs. Well, there wasn't a gap, and when I say prompt, I mean in a straight line without this drop first. We did take out the highs, but that doesn't meet the criteria. All it did was to take this price target from 2 days ago off the table. We did eventually see lower prices. Now, we did issue a warning that a crash was possible. I don't like to talk about crashes, but crashes occur only from oversold conditions, and we were quite oversold. But the reasons I gave yesterday turned out to work. These were numbers we've had on the chart for the last few days. We get to cross them all off the list. Next stop, these numbers. During the day, MEJT said it just said a higher price it would print, and they did. Here it said a lower price it would print. We rallied instead. System said the move was false. We'd see 25.62.84, which we did, and then some. And nothing new nothing carried over from today's chart for tomorrow. Tomorrow's pattern is the one with the early high, tends to have a late high, and usually it's an up day. When it drops in a straight line. As far as what's going to happen, someone's going to be smart enough to pick the bottom here. Then there'll be a recovery. It probably won't be me, but I'll give you a number in just a minute. Here is the FOMC announcement. Typically, the first move up tells you where you're going to go. That was up. That's leg one. Leg two of the whipsaw should be further away from this price than the first one. That's already been accomplished. And then when this drop is over and you go through this price, you're supposed to trade further away from that price than we drop. So if you're smart enough to pick the end of this drop, and we're quite oversold, you could be in for a pretty good rally to the upside if this works. And it usually, but not always, works. Well, we knew this would retrace because it was a three-wave pattern, not a five. 1, 2, 3, and the last one is 1, 2, 3. Can't be anything else. And because there were too many failed MEJT targets, we knew it was going to retrace, just didn't know when the retracement was going to start from. Now, you'd like this drop to end someplace within the fourth wave of lesser degree, and here's a tentative target. Now, this might be a stop on the way, because here's the high of wave 3, here's the high of wave 4, and you can see how we've got a Fibonacci 61.8% of that distance right over here. So if we did stop here, I could justify it based on this. I don't think that's a very convincing argument to me. If it works, it works, but I'm looking for something lower than that. Target I have is 24.37. Here's the reason. Here's your all-time high. Take the prior high, subsequent low, take your Fibonacci numbers, you get this hit at 61.8 and a hit at 24.37. If you move B over to here, You count this as ABC. You'll see that C is equal to twice A. And if you count this as an ABC, you measure C, and that A is 50% again. So everything is in perfect wave balance at that point. Now, Gann likes to divide things into three. So if you divide in three from this high, get a perfect hit right over here. And if you divide in three from this high, you get perfect hits right over here. So I think 2437 has a lot going for it. So we're changing our count to move the purple B from here to here. Here's our target. And when it hits, that should complete the first wave down. Now the system says there will be 140 points under this level. We should then go at least 140 points over it, putting us around 2718 plus. That's kind of a stretch for me, and I don't have to look that far ahead. Not my long suit. For right now, I don't think the drop's over. Significantly lower target. I think we'll get to cross a few more of these numbers off the list. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high, late high. If it isn't a rally day, we're going to drop in a straight line, and that's today's call.